Aidan Johnson here with another video on perfect form, and this time it is seated dumbbell shoulder press. Fantastic exercise for all the heads of your delts, front, side and back, and just a great all-round compound movement. Also brings in a lot of tricep. What you want to do is be careful. This is a heavy compound movement, so to get them up, imagine this is a considerably heavier weight than this, of course, as I usually be using, but for the form I showed you these, you want to stand up with your legs, not with your back. So drive up through the legs before putting them in front of your knees. I'll show you again. This is how you put them down. Nice and carefully sit down, just lean forward, create a nice curve in your back without arching it. And I'll show you getting them up. Straight up with the legs. And bring them round to the front of your knees. And sit down. Once you're down, you want to kick up with the legs to put them into position, one leg at a time. So, 1, 2. Once they're here, your starting position is going to be a bit deeper than 90 degrees, but not crazy deep like this. What happens when you go too deep here is you put a lot of stress on your shoulder joint as opposed to the muscle, and it makes the movement unnecessarily difficult at the start, and isn't that great for building muscle? So you want to bring it down to the point where it's about pointing at your ears, I guess, a little bit better than 90 degrees. Some people only go to 90 degrees, that's totally fine. I personally go a little bit deeper, but much deeper than that, you'll start feeling a tug in your shoulders here, which is not helpful at all. So, from here, make sure that you're right in the crevice of the seat, you're nice and comfortable, and your back's right against the seat, feet are nice and strong on the floor, and drive upwards, straight up like an elevator, and get to full extension on the triceps to really bring your triceps into it, but don't lock the joint that puts the weight on the joint and away from the muscle. So, down to about the 90 degrees, up to almost lock, down and up. What you might find is the weight comes together and sometimes clangs. Don't worry about that, but don't try and smack them together. What happens if you try and smack them together is you lose control of the motion. When you lose control of the motion, you're taking a lot of tension off the muscle and putting it into momentum. So you start doing that, which is no good for building muscle. You want to control every part of the motion. Even the forced rapid acceleration upwards has to be controlled, and bringing it down has to be controlled to really focus on the muscle that you're working. So up, down, up, down, up, and go straight up. Don't go forward and curve around, and don't arch and twist your back to try and get the weight in. What you may find is your form starts to slip towards the last exercise, the last reps of the last exercise if you're going to failure, and you start twisting your back. Avoid doing that. It can really hurt your back and mess about with your spine. If you're getting up and you start doing this to try and get them up, as soon as you feel this part of you moving, you've taken tension off the shoulder and you're not helping yourself anymore. It's not a real rep, you can't count it anyway. All you're doing is hurting yourself. So if you can't drive straight upwards, give it up on that one. Just bring it down and put them away. To bring them down, put them on your legs again, one arm at a time. Carefully down, and you're done. That's been shoulder press with biceps seated. It's a fantastic exercise, compound movement, great for the shoulders, great for the triceps. I always use it to start off my shoulder day. It's always my first shoulder move, and it really should be. Hopefully it's been some help to you. Aidan Johnson with another video on perfect form. Peace.